Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hard Cut Podcast, where we enjoy filmmaking, viewing, and discussing. I'm Tyler Edward, and I'm joined here with Alex Almeida for our very first episode, which is going to be a very fun one, but quite divisive. Before we get into that, I just want to give a brief overview and intro on what this podcast is. I love movies. I love making movies and watching them and talking about them, and I figured it made sense for me to finally make a podcast where I can just sit down and record me with other people. I have a ton of film buff friends and we all love discussing films. So made sense to start with this. And the goal is to have an episode out every week going forward. And we'll kind of do different things like movie reviews. We'll play games. We'll talk about directors, kind of all under the umbrella of film. But today we are talking about the Oscars, which
best thing in the world.
And they're next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah.
They're coming up fast.
A week from today.
Yeah, a week from today. That's crazy.
When we're filming this.
Exactly. We wanted to try and get this out before the Oscars actually started. You just watched The Brutalist, and
Yes.
You haven't told me about The Brutalist
I
yet,
haven't told
and
you
I'm
about
excited
The Brutalist at all.
and I want to hear about it.
So I watched it with Laura, my
Yep.
friend, and she compared it to Banshees of Inisherin and the experience that we had with that,
Which was
the worst experience I've ever had with a film. But I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah.
I really liked it until I noticed that, oh shit, it's only been 15 minutes
Yeah.
or it's only been
it's
20
it's
minutes.
a slow burn, but I loved I didn't love my theater experience because we had a fire alarm.
Yeah.
We had a fire alarm go off the second the film started. Literally, the A24 credit rolled, and then
Yeah.
white light starts blinking. Everyone was rushed out. Then we came back in, and it was a whole process. So all said and done, I was there for about 5 hours, which was I've never been at a theater that long. But I really really liked it. It was slow burn, but I was invested, and the score was the second those title came in and it's doing that long road shot. I was like, ooh, this is new. This is good. I haven't seen
that was my
this.
thing, and that was what I put on my Letterboxd review.
Yeah.
I know it's good, and I really appreciated how good it was. I
get what
didn't need
you're
3.5
saying. I get what you're
hours,
saying.
and at the end of my review, I do say I guess I'm not a film bro anymore.
Intermission was great. That was necessary. It probably wasn't if you're viewing it at home, if you can just pause it whenever, but for a theater experience, intermission was completely necessary. And I enjoyed the fact that we got an intermission.
How long was it in theaters?
The intermission was 15 minutes. So did you guys not have
Because
it?
it's 1 minute in the digital version.
Okay. I did not know that. I thought it would just stay. I didn't know that. I thought it would just stay the same. Yeah. So it's. I should have mentioned this. We're gonna spoil a ton of stuff. So
yeah.
Sorry about that. It pops up with a wedding photo.
Yes.
Of Laszlo. I don't know whose photo it is. It's someone's photo, and then it's just a 15-minute countdown.
Yes.
But it's only one for the.
It was one for me.
We had 15. We had time to go and buy a shirt. I went down, I peed, I refilled my Coke, I bought a shirt that I wear all the time, Alien Romulus shirt, and then we went back and got right back in time and enjoyed the rest of it. Yeah, I really liked it. I think it was a great movie.
And I mean, you'll see with my ballot, I do think that it deserves a lot of the Oscars that it's nominated for. I appreciate how good it is. Didn't enjoy it as much as you did.
And the AI stuff, it's getting all this backlash for, they used AI to do this, and I don't think it deserves the backlash it's getting.
I don't think so either.
Because we're at a point where AI is, regardless of if we wanted to or not, it's going to be incorporated in movies going forward.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think anyone is accepting that yet. Which is fine. It takes time to accept something like that. But at the same time, people are bashing Adrian Brody's performance. And I'm like, they used AI to enhance a dialogue, an accent for a single scene.
Mm-hmm.
and they're just ignoring the entire rest of the film where he's like pouring his heart out
Yeah.
into acting, and I'm like, I don't
And
think
I
he
mean,
needs that backlash by any means.
I didn't like know what scene it was. Like didn't like look it up or anything
I
like
couldn't.
that. I watched the film. I knew about the AI stuff, and I didn't even notice
Well,
anything. I didn't know like when it happened. So
Sydney and I watched it. My girlfriend Sydney and I watched it in theaters, and we knew it had AI. We didn't know where it was or what it was used for by
exactly,
any
yeah.
means. So when we were watching, like, not even the fact that it was dialogue enhancing AI, we just heard this movie has some AI. So we were trying to find it and we couldn't. I said, like, maybe they did AI, like, I know you can do the Photoshop stuff where you fill in backgrounds,
Mhm.
and that's definitely a popular use of it, where it's just to make sets like look more alive and just have the
Mhm.
backgrounds. So I was wondering, like, maybe they did that. Maybe there were some scenes in those crazy wide shots where they did like the generative fill thing, but I don't even think they did that. It was just
Yeah.
the dialogue.
Which was
so.
also something crazy about that film. I need to look stuff up. I saved a bunch of YouTube videos. Apparently, it's like a 7-year production and like
But they only shot it
crazy.
in
I want to
30
know like
days or
when, like
something.
where they shot all that and like
Yeah.
how was all
Okay,
that done.
so I know Adrian Brody's friend, that like cave quartz, what is that called? I don't know what it's called, but the cave place they go into, um that was
Oh, okay.
a real location that Adrian Brody's friend had access to. So Brady, I don't know, is it Corbet or something? He and Adrian like talked to Adrian Brody's friend, and they filmed there. So that was one of those situations where it's just like, oh, I just know a guy. Let's do it, and it made
That's cool.
such a cool scene in the film,
Mhm.
or all the stuff that took place there. Yeah, let's just talk for a second about all of the films we've watched, and let's get some opinions on them. I have our
Okay.
list pulled up here. I'll just go in order. This is the Letterboxd 2025 Oscars, as someone posted a list. So we're just looking at that, and we're starting off, I think it's alphabetical. So Alien Romulus. You hate horror movies.
I hate horror
them,
movies.
and you loved it.
I
made you watch it, and you loved it.
I loved it. I loved it. There's not really much more I can say.
I am a huge insane fan of the Alien series. So and that honestly was not till super recently. Alien Romulus was the trailer of Romulus was my introduction to the series, which is
really
crazy for how like obsessed I am with it.
That's crazy.
The fact that the trailer for Romulus is what got me into the series. I've known about it for forever, but I never watched them. And then I watched the original with Colton and Noah, and I was like, it was wild.
crazy.
And then I just binged all of them. It was so sad because I did it so fast, and I'm like, part of me wishes I'd got like watched them earlier in my life so that I could experience them like as they came out, but I just binged all them, and then I was like, shit, I can't watch more Alien. But so Romulus was the second one I saw, which is technically chronologically correct. Like if you're doing the Alien movie dates, not release dates, Romulus is the second in the series, which is kind of crazy. But then after that, I was like, okay, this is amazing. Gonna watch Aliens, gonna watch 3, 4, and then all of them, and I'm a huge fan.
Since I mean, if we're going through all the movies we've watched, we kind of should go a little bit faster. But my hot take,
I don't care. We'll figure it out.
my biggest, I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but like my thing with Alien Romulus, I would say that, and probably the movie that comes after that, are the ones that I've been like more invested in.
What do you mean, the movies that come after?
The second
in our
movie we're gonna
list.
talk about.
Yes.
Those two are the movies that I've been most invested in.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's crazy because it only got one nomination.
Yep.
But I loved it
I
so
think
much.
I think the biggest con that me and some of my friends had was the dialogue.
Yeah.
There were some rough moments, and like the big moment where I don't even remember his name. What's Kaylee Spaney's brother? Oh, what's his name? It's like,
The robot
yeah, the
kid?
robot guy.
I forgot.
Anyway, he like does the thing and he's like, "Get away from her, you bitch." I'm
Yeah.
like, that's so
Yeah.
stupid,
Yeah.
but they're paying homage to the original, which I get. But yeah, there were some dialogue parts that I'm like, but okay, yeah, we should enough of that. Honora, bro. This is like one of the best ones.
It's my favorite one out of all of the Oscar nominated ones.
It is me looking at this insanely this poster. The poster that I have set for it on Letterboxd is the one where she's like, she only has a scarf on and she's like, oh, it's so good, and the neon sign behind her. I loved this movie. I love Sean Baker, and I didn't I should say I didn't really discover all these recently, because I don't think I've been into film as much as I have in the last 2 years of my life. Like, I really dove deep, but
Yeah.
I didn't know about Sean Baker for a while, and then I watched The Florida Project. That was my intro to him, and I saw that movie and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah. This was my intro to him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good intro to him, bro.
Yes. So
that's fun.
it was crazy. I watched it on theaters.
Yep.
And it just like, it blew my mind how like crazy, like how fast it shifts from like one thing to another one. You're thinking like it's about this one thing, and then it all like changes in like the 360. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. And then at the very end, my friend and I are just sitting there, kind of like a bit lost with like that last scene, and then the girls behind us go like, oh yeah, because like, yeah, obviously, and they like explain to each other like what happened, and we were like, oh shit, yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's so, the ending is wild, and
Yes.
Mikey Madison, dude.
Yes.
Oh, she's awesome. The first time I didn't watch this movie, I have to yet, but the first time I knew about her was from Scream. I think she was in Scream, one of the Scream movies. I can't remember which one, but I didn't really know about her, and then Honora came out. She's set for a long time. She is set for a long time.
I'm watching everything she's doing after this.
She's awesome. I love the characters in this movie. I'm so bad with the names, but
what's his name?
The Russian guy that's just, you love him.
Is it Yuri or is that the actor?
That's the
I don't
actor's
know.
name. Actor's
that
name
guy
is Yuri Borisov. I'm butchering
he
that. He
is so good in it.
He's so funny too, because when you first meet him, you're like, oh, he's just one of these assholes working with them.
Yeah.
And then like within the first 5-10 minutes of meeting him, you're like, oh, I love him with my whole heart.
First scene in the house when like the two Russians come in to get her or like get him, and he escapes.
Yeah, which that pivot.
Yes,
it's like 20, 30 minutes of just this chaos in this one room, and she does not stop screaming.
Yes,
Sid and I were having such a good time.
And like
watching that.
how they keep going to each other, like, don't touch her, she's dangerous, and the other one's like,
it's fine.
And
then she gets like, and he beats him up or whatever.
It's so clever and so funny. I don't know. I loved everything about that movie.
This is one of the top runners for me personally. It's Sean Baker, dude. He can just make these beautiful slices of life. And I gotta watch Red Rocket, but I saw this, Tangerine, and The Florida Project.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen one more, but I couldn't name it. But those are some really good ones. Tangerine's a very interesting one because it's like extremely low budget, shot on iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
It's sometimes considered a Christmas movie because it takes place at Christmas time, but it's not really Christmas vibes. But that one's a really fun one too. It's much deeper into the comedic aspect than I think some of the other ones. But man, yeah, Honora, very good movie.
Please win everything you have.
It should win some stuff.
Everything, please.
I'm looking at this list. What is Better Man nominated for?
Isn't it like visual effects or like I don't know what it is. I think it's nominated for one.
Oh, visual, yeah.
Visual,
okay.
yeah.
Because it's a CGI
We're
monkey.
Not lovers of that one, and we haven't seen it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we haven't seen it, and Sid really, really wants to watch it with me just to I don't know. I'm trying not to be mean about it, but some people and a lot of people have liked it. It's gotten good feedback, but it bombed at the box office.
Yes.
Like historical bombing. It was so
Mm-hmm.
so bad because the budget was huge, and I like no one really knew Robbie Williams when it came out, and I feel so bad, but like it's this big thing. I'm Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
Your ass is mine, and then we're just sitting there in theaters. Who is this guy? I don't know what this movie is, and I don't really care. That's so mean, but
And
yeah,
it's a
maybe
monkey.
maybe I'll watch it and love it, but I can't get past the CGI monkey. And I know it's like we're doing a new thing in this biopic. I get trying to have that uniqueness and not doing the same thing, but you can achieve that in better ways than having a monkey be your lead. Because when
Yep.
there's a CGI monkey on screen, I'm not going to care for it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna love it unless it's like a strictly animated movie. Like it's gonna be hard for me to.
And I'm gonna be so focused on like if it's good or bad
if
CGI.
it looks, yeah, and
Because if it's good, okay. But if it's like slightly bad, it's gonna take me out of the film completely.
I props to the VFX artists who are doing that, but at the same time, for it to be nominated for an Oscar for visual effects is a bit crazy to me. Like
Mhm.
you can tell in the trailer it's not that great
Yeah.
looking. I mean, you know,
But we haven't seen it.
we haven't seen
so-
it, so we can't make much of an
Yeah.
opinion. I don't know this one. I think that might be some of these. I'm gonna probably not go into the documentary ones or the short film ones.
No,
unfortunately,
we're so sorry we haven't seen those.
yes, we apologize. The Apprentice, I haven't seen, but I just watched A Different Man last night, and I really liked it. And Sebastian Stan was phenomenal in that. I was like, this is probably the best performance I've seen him in. But he's nominated for The Apprentice, not for A Different Man.
Mhm.
But he's in 2 Oscar-nominated movies, which is crazy.
Mhm.
But he did great in A Different Man. I haven't seen The Apprentice.
It's so cool because I didn't love A Different Man.
Yeah. We'll just skip ahead to that. Have you seen The Apprentice?
No.
Okay, we're gonna skip that one. Let's go to A Different Man.
A Different Man. For me, if I can't like root for any character, any of them, I'm like, why am I watching
I
this?
think
And I
you're rooting
hated
for
him. And I don't know, especially when he spoilers when like
Mhm.
he's like back to normal.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
an
he
asshole.
does completely become an asshole, which sucks. And I think
Like
that's part of what his character is. Like in my review, I'm like, you're just screaming at the screen for him to make the right move. And that for me is compelling. Like he's one of those characters that's like kind of an anti-hero a little bit,
Mhm.
where you're like, he's bad, but I really want him to do the right thing. So I'm kind of rooting for him. And then the ending is, yeah.
I
It
think
was interesting.
in
It's interesting.
some ways, like they think they can get away with like, oh, we showed you how hard his life was. So like, yes, he's an asshole, but like, haven't you seen how hard his life was? And like, don't
Yeah.
you feel bad for him? I forgot about how hard his life was because you're that bad of a
Yeah,
person.
he was. I just wanted him to just go up and be like, "Hey, I'm this guy. I'm actually Edward," and she would. And I think if he would have been sincere and like actually like he told the guy that Edward died, and I'm like, if he didn't
Exactly.
do that, well, if he didn't do that though, would we have a movie? That's the thing. That's
Then
like,
don't make this movie. That simple.
I guess, yeah.
Make a different
The
one.
ending was abrupt. I've had a lot of that with some of these Oscar
forgot
noms.
about the ending. When I saw your review, I went back to my review because I saw it like back in August, not August, January.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, all of a sudden, boom, okay.
Yeah. It was sudden. I think I'm having that with a lot of these movies, to be honest. Some of these Oscar noms and just movies in general lately. I've been like, oh, okay, we're over. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I don't know why that is. I couldn't really tell you, but I've felt that with some of the movies on this list. I felt that with movies in general, but
Yeah.
this one especially, I was just like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, we're done. That was random.
What else?
We already talked Brutalist. I'll leave
Yes.
that. A Complete Unknown. A very middle ground one. Like it's just like, it's like okay.
It's
Like it's fine.
It's fine.
I love the Bob Dylan stuff.
Yes.
I'm a fan of his little accent.
Yes.
How
I
he
think
talks.
he's
You can't
done
really
a
tell what
lot
he's
better
saying.
in a lot of other films.
Yeah, for this to be Timmy's like big Oscar nom, and I don't know, we'll get to that in a little bit, but for this to be his like, look at how great he did. I'm like, he's a phenomenal actor. Again, not his best. Like, I think he is always going above and beyond, and I think he poured research into this, but I have seen him do better in other things.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
that it shows his versatility.
yeah.
He can do a lot, which is great.
Yeah.
I really like the performances. I like from when he and the actress who played Joan Baz or Boz when they were on stage. That dynamic
I
I
like
was
that.
always a fan
And she
of.
isn't
I
she also
think
nominated?
she's also
Okay,
nominated.
yeah.
She sometimes stole the show. She would
Yeah,
get
she
up on
did.
that stage
She
and she would
totally
sing,
did.
and I was like, ooh, I'm vibing with this. I loved It Ain't Me, Babe.
Mm-hmm.
That I listen to that a lot. That's a great one.
Yeah.
But yeah, very middle ground. Not super great, not super bad, in my opinion. I think
Don't
we kind of
really
have
understand
the same.
the nominations, but
Yeah.
sure, you're there.
Yep. James Mangold, and I want that's the director. I wonder if he's been nominated before. I don't know much about him. I do find it. Sorry, I'm getting caught up. I know we got to keep moving, but I find it very interesting that he also did the biopic on Johnny Cash with Joaquin Phoenix playing. So he's now had two different actors portraying Johnny Cash in a movie for him.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He must.
That's crazy.
He must love Johnny Cash. Okay, Conclave. Hot gossip from those Cardinals, bro.
Yes.
I enjoyed this one a lot. Sid and I were
So
having a fun time just being like these are some sassy Cardinals. They're trying to sabotage the other people. I didn't know what conclave by definition was.
Oh,
I had to look it up.
we're about to have one soon.
Are we? The next Pope?
Pope is not dead, but he's
maybe there'll
there.
be some more hot goss for this next one.
Which I saw a tweet the other day, like, bro, marketing for Conclave is going crazy.
That's funny. Yeah, it's kind of. I think it's back on popular again because did it get out on streaming on Peacock or something?
Maybe.
So
maybe that's fine.
on the Letterboxd is kind of back at the top 10. Yeah, Ray Fiennes. Ooh,
so
he
good.
could do he can just do any
Yeah,
role. Like
yeah.
there's nothing he can't do, and I'm more than convinced by every single role I've ever seen him in. I love The Menu. I think his performance in that was probably my favorite Ray Fiennes performance.
Very good one.
He's just his expressions. I don't know how an actor can do that.
Yep.
Like he's good.
Yep.
And yeah, this one had some cool storytelling because it was all kind of told from other people's perspectives. And you could mostly tell who was telling the truth, but at some points it was fishy. You didn't know what was who was right, who was believable. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Yeah. And can we talk about the fact that it's like a piece of art?
Yes, the visuals, and I do really love the score too.
Yes,
it just comes in at random points.
It's
and
just beautiful. Beautiful.
It's kind of a series of paintings at points, and I loved all the stuff in like that theater that they were in.
I was
where
just
it's all
gonna
the spots,
say my
and
favorite shot in the whole film
that wide
is
where
the wide in the theater with like all them in red
it's
and
just
the
like this
blue chairs and like perfect,
beautiful tableau, and they're all
Perfect.
just that's.
If I did have to say one thing about that film, a bit predictable.
Ending, yes, predictable. I agree. That was another one where I thought the ending was abrupt, but I don't know. Looking back on it, it might not have been. I just was like, I was very surprised. And a lot of these, I don't know why, but I was just surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, we're over. And I think part of it has to do with like, it was just kind of silent for a while once it ended. There was no real score or anything, and it kind of just cut to credits. I was like, oh.
I think
sorry.
Go ahead.
I told Sid that it felt so fast to me. I was so invested.
Yep.
That by the time it was done, I'm like, that was 40 minutes. That was only 40 minutes. Like it felt like that because I was so invested in it, and I was really having a good time with this one. I think
really good time.
I think on a rewatch, my rating might go up. I give it a 4. It might be a 4.
I think I'm at a 4 too.
Or 4.5. I don't know. We'll have to see. But it was a good one.
And then I think we're both agree that we don't really know why she's nominated with like
Yes.
5 minutes on screen.
Actress in a supporting role. Her name is Isabella Rossellini.
She did great in those 5 minutes, but
That being said, there's other better options, and I'm going to bring this one up. Margaret Qualley.
yes,
Like, it wasn't the most standout performance ever, but it was more than what I saw in Conclave.
Yeah.
And considering Substance is an Oscar nom movie, Demi Moore is definitely up for it, and Margaret didn't really get anything. I was quite surprised by that, and yeah, I think everyone's in agreement that this one feels a bit random to have actress for. Talked about
What
this
else
one.
do we
Don't know
have?
that. Dune.
I honestly kind of forgot about that film.
That's because it's not
It
getting
feels
what
like
it
so
deserves.
long
It
ago.
It is kind of in that unfortunate spot where it came out early in the
Exactly.
year,
And we
It
all
was
went
like-
to the theater.
It
So
was
like,
right. We were at the same showing, weren't we? Or was that a different one?
no, that's Challengers.
I thought we were at the same one for Dune, though.
We were. I don't think so, but
I thought it was twice that we just
maybe we
happened to
are.
be. Either way, one of the best theater
So good.
experiences I've ever had, and the second it came out, I was fully convinced that this was going to win everything for the year. And then we
Mhm.
just kept getting some banger movies and some not so banger movies that have 13 fucking nominations.
Hold your
but-
horses.
But yeah, this one's awesome. I watched Dune 1 twice. I really want to rewatch Dune 2, but
I was
I'm
gonna
not
say
gonna
I
get-
watched it once, so I
I'm not
generally
going to get the scale that I had at the theater, and that does make me a little sad
Yeah.
because the sandworm scene and all the army stuff, it's just booming, and this better win sound.
This better win everything that it's well, maybe not everything, but like yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Sound was just insane
It was
in this.
impeccable in the first one and the second one. Those sound designers, they're crazy.
But again, if you've seen it on theaters or you have like your cool sound bar or something like that, because watching that on a computer must be tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else do we have? Is it that time?
It's that time, everyone. It's Emilia Perez. Should I say it right this time? Perez?
I mean, yes, that's the right way to
It's-
say it, but
no
Yeah,
one calls it that.
no one
It's
calls it
Emilia
that.
Perez time.
Emilia Perez.
I don't know what to say.
We can just have a minute of silence at this point for every other
I'm
film
just
that's
like-
not nominated because this one is. I don't get it.
It is real. It's really, 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 really unbelievable. And I just don't know how to go into it. 'Cause I'm gonna get so
honestly,
mad.
we've talked about it for so many times that we're speechless right now. But
Let's just hold that in like a do not disturb category. Like we're just gonna pretend it's. We can't. It's so frustrating.
Zoe, you were great.
Zoe was good,
Zoe, you were great.
and
Other than that,
that's about it.
that's about it. Yes.
It just made me very mad to watch it, and then the fact that it got everything it's getting, it's we're gonna move on. We'll come back around when we go through the ballots.
Yes.
I haven't seen Flow, and I really
want to.
want to because I guarantee that when I watch that will be my favorite for animated. I feel so bad admitting The Wild Robot is the only animated one I've seen.
Can you
Again,
believe this guy?
I don't watch animated movies that much, and I know I should do it more. Flow is definitely, I think I'm watching Flow next weekend. I love cats, and this animation and story just looks very pretty.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch it. How is costumes?
Ooh,
Gladiator
yeah.
2 has costumes.
Yeah.
We don't need to stay on this for a while, but it was just, I don't know. It was really rushed. Pacing was weird,
Yeah.
and I don't really know why Ridley Scott made it.
Yeah, it was fun rewatching everything that happened in the first one, because it's the same film with different actors.
Yep.
So that was kind of interesting. But other than that,
Yeah,
Paul
not much
Mescal,
to.
we love you.
Yeah,
That's
Paul,
it.
Paul is great.
And
not
Pedro.
much to go into on that, unfortunately. I'm still here. I have yet to see. I almost watched it last night.
I still chose that one in my ballot because
For-
the only one I've seen for
yes.
international
Yep,
film
yep,
is
yep.
Emilia Perez.
I
So I'm going for I'm Still Here.
Yep, I'm gonna watch this soon. I am excited for it. Again, we're also just going through the ones we have seen. So if we're forgetting ones, and just don't mind that. It's not we're forgetting. It's just that we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I did not see this. You saw Inside Out too.
I've seen Inside Out too. I like The Wild Robot better.
Okay.
But Inside Out 2, it's a great way to explain what goes on in someone's mind when they're like becoming teenagers. I think it's
that's
very,
the difference
very
between
well
1 and
done.
2. Is it kind of like puberty stuff?
It's Inside Out 1 is,
is it
like
more,
she's like 8,
Is
9,
it more of a
10?
mature audience for that one, or is it still kind of aimed towards kids or a bit of, I don't know.
It's like it's Pixar.
Yeah.
Pixar, like the message of it, it's like if you are older, you totally see what they're going for. If you're younger, you'll still enjoy it as like a kid. But Anxiety is a great character. Can I do spoilers?
I don't mind. I will probably watch this. I don't know if it'll be anytime soon.
I think it's a great villain.
Anxiety's the villain?
Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Because she's like taking over.
Yes,
Riley's mind.
Okay. That's a cool concept.
That's the plot.
I
that's
like
basically
that.
the plot.
Like
the
that.
plot is like, okay, we hit 13. A bunch of new emotions are coming, like boredom, anxiety, embarrassment, and not jealousy, but like she admires everything from
they
other
introduced
people.
a lot of new ones
envy.
in this. Envy.
So a bunch of new emotions come in, and then it's just like basically joy versus anxiety, fighting for Riley's mind.
Yep.
So it's a great concept. I really liked it. The animation, obviously perfect.
Yep.
But it's there.
Okay. We're skipping ahead a bit. I haven't seen any of did you watch Kingdom of the
Yes.
Planet of the Apes? Oh, you did.
I watched it on theaters.
And
This next
is up for
movie.
VFX. Okay. Okay.
It was fine.
Yeah. This one's up for VFX. I think it's only nom. I'm pretty sure. Skipping these. I saw the trailer for Maria.
I really want to see Maria.
I want to see it too. It looked kind of like, how do I put this? A lot of people complained about Maestro because it felt Oscar bait-y, like it felt like an Oscar bait movie, and then it did end up. I don't know what it did. It win anything? It was nominated for sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
I saw Maestro with some friends, and that was good. It looks like almost the same vibe of that for me. Yeah, and that's just based purely on the trailer. But I don't know. Memoir of a Snail. I again want to see. Haven't yet. Nickel Boys. I really want to. I saw this. I don't remember when I saw the trailer, but it was in theaters for something, and the whole POV thing looks very interesting. But it's not quite POV either. Like there's some. I don't know. I again can't speak to it, but really want to see it.
So it's my time to go, everyone. It was great to see you.
Everyone knows this. I fucking love Nosferatu. I have the Count Orlok cutout sitting down there right now. I'm just gonna put this out there to get it out of the way. Robert Eggers, favorite director. Nosferatu, current favorite movie. And again, I say current because it's always going around. And I'm in love with the story. I have a very deep emotional connection to it, from childhood experiences with my grandma. And I've made a film based off of the story, pretty closely inspired by Robert Eggers prior. Like I made the film prior to Nosferatu. All that being said, everything I've kind of ever wanted to achieve in a film is the epitome of this film. Therefore, I have a insane bias, and I want this to win everything it's nominated for. I know it won't. That's fine. We're doing an episode on it soon, so I'm not gonna go deep into it because we have a whole dedicated episode which I cannot wait for. But
you're doing it, right?
You're not a part of it.
Awesome.
I know you. Yes. I know you'll be pissing and shitting. So
perfect.
Don't worry about it.
Great movie. Okay, I hated every second of it, but
no
it's a really, really good movie.
Maybe
one of the best shots in
cinema
of the
history,
decade,
bro.
at least.
The shot that goes into the lead up to the carriage is just again, we're gonna cover that hopefully soon, so I will save all my excitement for when we get into that. I've seen it 4 or 5 times, and I just watched the whole. I got the disc, and I just watched the whole featurette behind the scenes, which is very informative, and a lot of cool stuff happened. So I love it. Alex hated it, but loved it. We'll keep going. Next up for us is A Real Pain. We watched that together. That was a good one to watch together. It's like about a friend duo, which is fun. It was really good. It was awesome. Really, really, really good.
It was awesome, and I'm rooting for everything that's nominated for. Which at
Kieran
least
Culkin,
it's
dude.
Original, screenwriting and supporting actor. At least.
Is it original? Yeah, it's original.
Yeah, it's original screenplay.
Yep.
At least those two, please give them to them.
Yep. So it's Jesse Eisenberg and Kieran Culkin. They are going on this. It's like a tour. It from their dead grandmother.
Yes, because she was from Poland.
Yes, from Poland, and they go there, and they kind of. It's very up and down in a really cool way. Like one moment you're laughing your ass off, and the next you're like holding your breath and trying not to cry. Like it drops to a really low when they're kind of doing the Holocaust tour. It you feel it, and it's it's a good like emotion movie. Like it kind of goes up and down. There's some good monologues and visuals are fun. It kind of felt Sean Baker at points. The adventure and life in it, the very free moving cameras, like
that it feels like they're a lot of the times they're just shooting at like whatever they find without like really planning those shots. And kind of going back to what you said of like up and downs, it just feels like the character, I don't remember his name, but this
Kieran's
guy
character.
It just feels like the movie is his feelings. So whenever he's like super up, we're up with him, we're laughing, we're having a great time. Whenever he goes down, it's like he brings the whole mood down for every other character, therefore also towards us. And I don't know, I just love how like they play with our feelings.
It's so interesting too that like you say that because it's his emotions, but it's through Jesse Eisenberg's lens. It's told mostly from his perspective about this character, but I think you feel the emotions as a spectator like Jesse Eisenberg does too. So, it's just really, it's really good. It's a good one. I enjoyed it a lot. I've been seeing the trailer for this everywhere. September 5th.
Yeah,
but I haven't watched it yet. Sing Sing. Oh, exact same reaction. It's beautiful.
Beautiful.
Coleman Domingo, is that his name?
Yes. Yeah. He is incredible in this. I loved it so much.
The premise was so beautiful. The message was so clear, but it wasn't beating you in the head with it. That I'm gonna rewind for a second. That was one thing with A Different Man. There were points that I'm like, okay, this message, I get it, but they're shoving it in our faces. Intensely through some of the dialogue. Sing Sing didn't feel like that. It had a very clear message and purpose, and got it to a T. Which, okay, I'm a little confused because this is listed as a 2023 release.
Yes.
And I remember seeing trailers or even seeing like the poster in 2023.
Yes. So what's your question?
Why it's considered for the 2024 stuff?
Because it's 2023 as in festivals, and festivals don't count
by the theatrical.
Yes.
Okay.
So Oscars, I was gonna say to the camera, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Oscars like take the date when it actually released to everyone, not just to the festivals.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 2023 for festival.
Gotcha.
I just want to say that I just loved how like I think I found out about the fact that like they're like real prisoners.
Yep.
Before I watched it, and like watching it knowing that, it just made it so good and so much more enjoyable.
The acting was really beautiful, and
because at the same time they haven't acted. Well, yes, they have because like, but not like they do the plays.
Like
in real
if you
life,
go to the Letterboxd or whatever, and I was doing that, you click on all the characters. Their only movie is this.
Yeah,
it's the only thing most of these people have done, which is wild. And the second main character, I don't remember his name, the one who's kind of an asshole at first, he has such a inspiring arc, and it's very well written. It's very, very beautiful, and yeah, this was an awesome one. And then they also have those moments too where they kind of take you out of the story and they show like the brutality behind prison at certain points, like and not like they don't go into it like a lot of movies do, but there's a scene where this officer or guard or whatever comes into Coleman Domingo's room and he's just throwing shit. He's like taking his stuff off the wall. He's just tossing it all, and it's like it just shows his like it shows all the sides of the story that you want to see. It doesn't really leave anything out. It's it was really awesome. You watched it with a couple people. I watched it with Sydney.
Yes.
That's probably in my opinion, that's one of those movies that I think about as I would show this to someone who's not big on like movies, because it just makes you feel inspired, and this would be a fun one to show to someone who like isn't a movie buff.
Like, I want to show this to Esther.
Yeah.
Because she's she wants to get into like
all of this
psychology and like prison and like all that. I think she would love that.
That would be a good one.
But yeah, I just want to say we're here to become human again. Perfect.
Very, very, very good.
Awesome line. And in the context of that scene, I cried so much. So yeah, shout out to that writer who wrote that line.
Yeah. It's a good one. Moving on, another probably this might be my second favorite one. Maybe that's a stretch, but The Substance.
The Substance.
So much to unpack. This is the most. People argue that original can't be a thing. It's not real anymore. You can't have any sort of originality. With that in mind, this is the most original one I've seen of all of these.
Yeah.
This is brilliant, dude. And every aspect of this I love, because it hits the spots where, again, spoilers, the ending, it's just this fucking bloodbath. Literally, the head is like, or the stuff is bursting off and blood spurting out in the audience. But then they also have these beautiful themes of like the actresses getting old and becoming irrelevant, and it's just the mix of things that it can chuck into its own box is wild. And like, I don't know how you could put that in a genre. I don't think you can fit that down to a single genre because it's so many things. Yes, it is horror to an extent, but I would argue it's a million other things too.
And I think this is one of those films that it's so interesting to revisit it years and years later when you're at a different stage in your life. So like, let's say people that are 50 or 60 watching this movie, how they related to that movie versus how we related to it or how we connected with it. I don't know. I think it's just a movie for everyone to enjoy in different ways, and that's kind of the magic of movies. So I think it just like nails it.
I liked it better on my rewatch. The theater experience with me it's such a jarring film. Do keep that in mind if anyone's just gonna go out and be like, Tyler says this is beautiful. It's fucking jarring. Like, a lot of body horror, a lot of crazy stuff going on, but it is. Yeah, and that's part of my first theater experience with it. It was so intense and like weird. I don't know a better word than it's just weird. And so the first time I watched it, I couldn't tell what I was vibing with and what I wasn't. And then post movie, I was just thinking about it so much and like dove into speculating and dove into like behind the scenes stuff, and which you showed me that one video, which is so awesome and informative. And it's one of the movies that like after I watch it, I begin to appreciate it more and more and more. And then I watched it a second time, and I think I chucked it to 5 stars or something. It amazes me. It blows my mind. I love the act. I'm Sue. I love her so much, dude. Margaret Qualley, and obviously Demi Moore.
They're incredible.
The duo that's a dynamic duo. Like,
and also shout out to the director. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't remember what I put in my ballot. We'll visit it later, but I'm pretty sure that at least I have her as like, I would love it if she won. She deserves it. She
Yeah.
worked so hard
And
for it, and she is the movie. Like
this is this
I don't
is
know.
her.
You can tell that the movie literally like became her
Yep.
life, and like
Yep.
she's so immersed into it.
And also, this
Which I
is
love.
only her second or
Something
third?
like that. She's done a couple shorts.
She hasn't done many features. She did a film called Revenge that I'm gonna watch at some point, and I'm very curious to see what it's like just based off the substance. But yeah, she's incredible. She's a great director, and we'll talk about that more in the directing category. But the stuff she does for her own movie is just dedication. It's insane.
So that's why I vote for her.
Yes. Okay. Have you seen this, Wallace
No.
and Gromit? I don't really know this series. I know it's a thing, but
I've
I
never
don't know
been
if
into
I've
it.
ever seen much of it, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Oh, we're almost gonna end with this one. Actually, let's end with this one.
Okay,
We'll start
so
with the
skip.
Wild Robot.
We watched it last night.
Two
Nights ago. 2 nights ago.
nights. Well, I don't know. Recently, 2 nights ago, I think. It was Friday.
Friday night.
We watched
Today's
it 2
Sunday.
nights ago.
Okay, yeah.
And
So because I watched Brutalist.
Yes.
So good. I think we have tiny different.
a little bit, and I think again that's one of those that I'm thinking about it more, and I think I feel more positive than I did immediately after. I've been reflecting on it, and what it does is really cool. It's very sweet. I just had issues with the pacing, and honestly, it kind of, for me, it boils down to pacing. It was a bit too nonstop at the beginning, and I don't think it knew when to just kind of sit for a second and let us take in the beautiful animation. Like,
although when it sits,
but when it does sit, it is really awesome.
my main problem with it was they're doing the migration. I don't care about that.
Yeah,
I want them together. I wanted to see like how their relationship keeps changing.
Yeah.
So I know the migration is like important in the plot, but everything that like the bird, I'm gonna call him the bird,
Connor,
Connor does when he's migrating is not that interesting to me.
When he's without.
When she is also
Mom.
alone, I feel that's more interesting than what he does by himself. With like all the other animals and like getting them together, and with Pedro. That's more interesting. But again, I needed to see more of that relationship.
I loved when the robot like brought all the animals together. That's
nice.
That was one of the highlights for me. But yeah, I think we both agree that this film may have been elevated if the migration didn't happen.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe that's just us. This is a very highly rated film. I know some of our friends really liked it, some didn't, some were middle. It's all over the place.
Yes.
But general population, very highly rated. I wanted to see more of the wild robot and Kit, the bird, growing up together. And I think it could have been really interesting just seeing that evolution the whole film instead of
I think one
taking
way to
that step
fix
away.
it would be still have them separate in the island, like having him trying to fit in with all the other birds and stuff like that, but at the same time having some encounters like between them too. If you did something like that, I wouldn't have been as like taken out as I was. But
because once it went to we see the humans, it took me out of
yes,
it.
humans. I was like,
any humans in that story.
Yeah,
I didn't need a single human, and I didn't really need the other robots too, but it did work for the kind of climax. But I think it could have been really good without humans.
But I don't know if it touched my heart. I cried. I think it's like an hour and 40 minutes. I cried 30 of them. So I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
It was really beautiful. It did a lot of very sweet things. It did have its Marvel moment. And I feel bad that that's one of my takeaways. But
that's like your biggest takeaway, and I hated
the way. Well, I am the wild robot. I was like, okay, all right, pal. Let's move on from that. It was But it was funny. It was a very enjoyable film though.
Yes.
I did have a good time with it. Ending our final. So okay. To be
We've
fair,
seen a lot.
I was gonna say we haven't seen a lot, but
I
to
think
be
we
fair,
have from the important ones, like more than
so
one
the other
nomination.
ones aren't important.
No,
No.
but like more than one nomination. We've
Yeah.
seen a lot.
I just feel bad that we haven't seen any documentary, short, or animated. Like we haven't seen the 4 of the categories at all because they're not like the movies. They're like the documentary ones, which are still just as important. We haven't watched them. I apologize.
I'm
Whatever.
sorry.
So we're gonna end on a positive note, and we're gonna talk about Wicked. I love Wicked. I
love Wicked
I'm so
too.
glad Sydney introduced this to me, and I saw it with her and her friends, which was honestly it is so nerdy to say, but it kind of felt like an honor because they're all theater kids who know this, and I'm just like a dude. And
I
she
also watched it with 2 theater girls that were obsessed with
Yep.
it, and I'm guessing
Oh my
yours, they
God,
also knew what's
Sid
happening in
and
part
Finn
2.
were bawling, and during Jonathan Bailey's moment, they were like, like they were
And
gushing,
we were just
bro.
2 dudes watching it with girls
Yep.
that were obsessed with it, and now we are obsessed with
I was
it.
gonna say, yeah, we got the first time I watched it. I was feeling things. I think I might have teared up a little bit when I first watched it, but literally last weekend I rewatched like just the song parts, and I was bawling, dude. It's really good, and that surprises me that I like it this much because movie musicals have a terrible reputation, awful reputation. Like I feel like they're so controversial sometimes because like if it's remakes of Broadway's, they don't follow what the original is like, or if it's new original ones, they're just not highly rated.
Mhm.
Wicked's great. It kind of hit all the right spots for me, and I've never, other than I would say Rent, I saw Sydney in Rent. Other than that, this is probably my favorite musical like song was.
Okay.
And only hearing the first half. That's the other thing is I still haven't listened to any of the actual second half.
Yeah.
I've only listened to what's in the movie, which I kind of want to listen to the second half
I don't want to listen to it.
because I want to hear it portrayed differently in Act 2.
I'm waiting.
You're waiting for
I'm
it.
waiting
And
for
there's,
everything.
What, 2
I haven't
original
been spoiled
songs?
at all.
There's 2 new songs coming out.
Yes.
In part 2.
I think.
But written by the same person who made the other music. It's hilarious. It touches your heart a lot. It gets intense at points. Like there's some action in it too. It's one of those. It again also has a lot of genres in it, but it's very magical. Like the Oz, everything about Oz and that world building is really, really magical.
Yes.
Cynthia and Ariana are a great duo.
Love Cynthia. To me, Cynthia right now is kind of a meme.
She is a little bit.
Ariana's
the highlight for me. Her
Ariana
character
is the best thing of that movie, at least for me.
She was really, really awesome.
Was
Jonathan
perfect.
Bailey was
okay, but that's because
that's a
you
single
want to
song,
be
though.
him.
I wish
but
I was him.
I
though.
love
I
Ariana
wish
Grande.
I was Jonathan Bailey.
In this, she is just perfect. Actually, I think they're all great. My only thing with this movie is that, and I think that's something that a lot of people have said. It's nothing really happens. Okay, let me rephrase.
And it might be because it's split
like,
into 2 acts.
Okay, yeah, it's like why is it like as long as the original Broadway musical?
That is the big consensus.
like,
why is this movie so damn long?
Exactly. We're trying to like stretch something that's like, okay, it's a very basic story that if you have it in like the amount of time that the original Broadway musical has, it probably works a lot better than this, but you're not going to make a 40-minute feature.
I personally didn't mind the length.
So I get why they did it. If I had to criticize something, it's like
that's
the story feels like it doesn't feel like it can stand alone on one film.
Well, and it's interesting too because I think in the original Broadway, Dancing Through Life is like 4 minutes, and
yes,
it's like
and it's
a 10,
32.
12 in the movie. Yeah, I'm thinking soundtrack. In the actual movie, Dancing Through Life is 30 minutes basically. Like there's so they really, really stretch everything, and I've even caught Sydney like, not to fault her, but she'll like accidentally sing wrong.
Ooh.
off timing
'Cause
with the
she's singing
movie one
Broadway?
because she's singing the Broadway one, which is much snappier and doesn't have these long beats in between. Where like in Defying Gravity, there's like always they put these extra beats in to make things slower, make it more dramatic. So yeah, that I think for all the people who love the Broadway one, that can definitely be a con.
And I also want to give this to Wicked, although I don't really see it yet. Apparently, if you know what's happening next, there's so many hidden
and
details
Easter eggs.
that the director put in there, and apparently they're brilliant. So I can't wait till
Yep.
November 22nd or 11th. I
Isn't
don't
it?
know.
It's like 9 months, isn't it? Something like that. I saw a post yesterday.
Yeah, 9 months. So whenever we see that, we're gonna, or at least I'm gonna rewatch this one and gonna be like,
I will
okay,
too.
I see that now.
Too.
Because I know that the movie starts with like camera is like going around the
intro
world,
is awesome.
and there's a person running with a horse.
Yeah, and that's
Apparently that's important in part 2.
I think I know who
don't
that is, but I won't say.
I wanna guess something, but like I don't know.
Yep.
Also like what characters become what characters and all that. I'm so curious, and I haven't seen anything yet.
I've seen those, but like again, my memory is so bad that I already forgot. Like I already don't know who becomes who. I'm not for Wicked Part 2. I'm not hugely worried about spoilers. Like that's not what I'm getting out of this movie. Like again, I'm someone who never wants spoilers, but my takeaway isn't really like worrying about the spoilers of the story as much as like the music and the worlds and the vibes and everything else. So, but yeah, I mean, if I see spoilers, I'll click off of them. But
so yeah, Wicked, great,
amazing.
We're talking Oscars at the end of the day. I do want Ariana to win. I don't think I want them to win anything else. Maybe, and I know you don't want them to win in that, but production design would be my other guess. Yeah. I know you want Nosferatu.
No, yeah. We'll get there.
But yeah.
Yeah, so, wow. Yeah, we've seen a decent amount of these. For the main, like the big ones, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot. I'm proud of us. We should go into the ballots. Let's pull up our ballots and just. This is where it's gonna get. This is where it's gonna get controversial in the Amelia Perez sense only. Just because, oh man, I just can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
Let's go in order except for Best Picture.
Okay.
Let's save that for last, but we'll kind of go down.
Okay.
The columns here. So Letterboxd released the 2025. We are nerds, bro. We've been referencing Letterboxd this entire time. But you know what?
Follow us.
You know what?
You should put our Letterboxd.
Yes.
There.
Tyler, Edward, and is it just Alex Almeida?
Probably.
Follow the Letterboxd, bro.
Yeah.
We've got some funny reviews.
Exactly.
Again, we're the kind of people that'll do like half and half. Like sometimes we'll watch a movie and write 7 pages, and then sometimes we'll watch a movie and we'll write 2 words, a single sentence, and it's the dynamic of that is so fun. The Letterboxd like community, love it.
I love it so much.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's our shameless plug. 2025 Oscar ballot. Thank you, Letterboxd, for making this. We love you, and I want to get to a point where I can be sponsored by you. That's a dream goal in my life, bro. Letterboxd sponsors me.
Sponsor Tyler.
Okay, 2025 Oscar ballot. So, dang, should we go in order? Or should we say? Well,
I think we should go in order.
Okay,
but I don't know what you want to do.
Let's stick to order. So we'll start actor and then go down, and then we'll go over. And then
okay, you want to say who you think and then who you want?
Yes. So actor in a leading role. I'll read the nominees. We have Adrian Brody, Timothy Chalamet, Coleman Domingo, Ralph Fiennes, Sebastian Stan. I want Adrian Brody to win, I think, and I also think he will win. I know that, well, I'll let you go first.
I think Adrian Brody. I want Ralph
Fiennes.
Okay. Ralph Fiennes.
That's kind of what my other one was. Like I know yeah, this is gonna be tough. The thing with Adrian Brody is he is again the AI controversy, which bullshit to me.
I don't care about
other
that.
People are so worked up about it that they're maybe a chance he doesn't win it. If that weren't a factor, he's sealed the deal. That is his Oscar.
And I would be completely fine if he won. I just didn't enjoy the movie as much. Like, I didn't enjoy his performance as much as I enjoyed
That's fair.
Ralph's.
I just like Rafe in everything he does. Like, I don't know. Again, this is one of those that kind of same vibes as Timothy. I should not hold those two in the same category to an extent. But in the sense that I love Rafe Fiennes, I do think I've seen better from him. Kind of one of those things. What I was gonna say though, yeah, the AI thing with Adrian Brody, but then also with I've been hearing a lot about Timmy kind of coming back up, and I don't think it's gonna happen. But again, with the AI thing, people have been speculating like, is this gonna take Adrian off the map, and is the second contender Timothy Chalamet?
No,
I think so. I'm not the one saying
no,
this.
internet. No, it's not.
I'm saying that I've seen people speculating his campaign is really good right now. That's another as in he's so popular. He's just doing everything right now that his attention everyone's attention is on him. So I think there's an opportunity for like in that aspect that his campaigning is doing really well just because of how widespread and well known he is right now. That's what other people have been speculating. I don't know if that factors into like literally anything, but I've just definitely seen doom scrolling. I've definitely seen a ton of stuff on that, and
I hope not.
I haven't deep researched. I would love to deep research before we did this, but I don't know. I don't know who second place would be if it's not. You know what I mean?
Yes, not Timmy.
They don't.
I would rather
first,
have
second,
Coleman
third,
Domingo
fourth.
than I think. I haven't seen The Apprentice, but I think out of the other four, Timmy's the last one.
Lowest, yeah. I don't know. I love him. I love him so much. Like, he's hilarious. His SNL stuff, I was laughing so hard.
All right.
But let's go to actor in a supporting role. You go first this time. We're gonna have this exact same thing.
I think,
We
and I
do. I'm looking
won.
at your screen.
I hate saying names. Real Pain.
Kieran Culkin.
Yes.
We both want him to win. We both know he's gonna win.
He's also been winning.
Would also advocate, like, I know Kieran's going to win, and I do want him to win the most, but I would also be an advocate for Ed Norton. The thing is the performance was, in my opinion, amazing, but just because of how subtle it was. Like, it was one of those really subtle performances where he's just kind of, he's not doing anything crazy like a lot of these other actors are. He's not doing anything that stand out or impressive, but just his character and the way he portrays it is so subtle that it's extremely believable. He would be my second pick. I don't really think there's any competition though. Like, Kieran has won everything,
every
and
award,
I think he's going to continue. He's doing great. I watched the speech where Jesse Eisenberg, Kieran Culkin didn't make it to. I don't think it was the BAFTAs. I don't remember what award it was, but Jesse Eisenberg went up and got it for him. And I don't remember if this is right, but I think he might have made some joke about how he just keeps winning them. Because
he deserves every
parading
award
right now. He's getting everything. And it's pretty impressive. It's a very awesome role.
Yeah. What else?
That wasn't very, we're not getting controversial yet. I'm scared that we aren't. Well, here we go. Kind of. Actress in a leading role, right?
Okay.
Yeah, actress in the leading role. We have Cynthia. Oh, I didn't read off the last ones.
That's okay.
I'm gonna try and remember to. We have Cynthia Erivo. I don't even know how you say her name.
Carla Sofia Gascon. I can say that one.
That one, and she is under fire, bro. It's crazy. Mikey Madsen.
I'd be surprised if she makes it to the U.S.
Yeah, she can't go to the Oscars. I don't think. There's no way in hell they're gonna let her. She's not allowed on press tours right now.
But that's a Netflix decision. That's not an Academy decision.
I guess. She,
like, just Netflix doesn't want to have anything to do with her. But that doesn't mean that. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's dive into her really quick. She, first of all, tweets have resurfaced.
Yes.
Of her being what? Racist? What was it? Racist,
she goes at everyone.
A number of things. And
she can't shut up.
She doesn't shut up, and she's getting under fire for saying a lot of bad shit online. And you need to explain the the one you told me recently.
The deaths.
Yes, this one caught me off guard. I didn't really know about this, so
Well, just apparently, I mean, it is a fact that she's got a lot of surgery done. So apparently she recommended the doctor that did everything to a lot of people, and 7 of the people that actually went to the doctor recently, I don't know if recently,
yep,
but they died.
yep.
So she's being like investigated.
Literally
I don't
investigated
think-
for murder. Like
I don't
or is it
I
not
don't
quite
think
that
they're
degree?
thinking that like
Okay.
she was involved in like some like planned
I don't want to like
thing.
blow it out of proportion.
Exactly. I think it's just like they're investigating like if she knew
Yep.
of any dangers or if she just thought that it was good.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't think she recommended it to kill people.
Yep.
And honestly, out of everything that has happened with her, I think with this, she's not
Yep. I don't
she's
think
not
anything's
guilty
gonna come of
at
it,
all.
really.
I think it's just like one more thing that happened with her that's
Yeah.
hilarious. And I also kind of feel bad for like, not bad, but like I feel bad for all the Americans that can't watch her interviews because her interviews in
Yeah.
Spain are crazy. she's
Just like the stuff she says.
yes,
it's
because
just
like she
out of
clearly
pocket and
like she's clearly trying to like make herself look like the victim,
Yep.
but like she can't quite do it. Like she's
she's
a
not putting her
hateable
walls
person.
up. Yeah.
Like,
she.
I don't
Well,
know.
that's so funny because she's hateable in the movie. That's okay.
Exactly.
Again, we're gonna bring Amelia Perez out of its dark box that it's been in. 'Cause
Exactly.
I do want to address it a little bit. What I was so unbelievably mad at, and I want to put this out there too. Let's like taking anything transgenderism out of it because that's not why people are upset.
And she
I
thinks
don't-
that that's why
Yes,
people are
and I
obsessed.
don't want that to be a misconception by me speaking about it. So putting that on the table, take all that out of it. That has nothing to do with it.
We don't care.
What I was so furious at is the glorification of her character by the end of the movie. This is a murderer. Her character is a murderer, but then she's like, "Oh, sorry, I feel bad." And the movie is trying to justify her murder of thousands of people and all her crimes, and that doesn't work. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Like the end of the movie, they're literally parading with what? Like it was like a Jesus statue or I don't remember what it was.
Yeah,
it was something.
It was her
Yeah.
as a like some kind of statue.
Yeah, which is wild. Like like to literally glorify her and hold her up like this woman is the epitome of God in our movie.
yes,
That is a crazy thing to do.
that is and that's also why Mexico is so mad at
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Because
Everyone's mad at it.
It's like
no one's
taking
yeah.
part of their culture, which is like glorifying
Yeah.
some characters. And they felt like they were like being like they were mocking them.
Yep.
So I also get that, and like I just don't understand why
I don't
they did
think
it.
anyone understands why it's
But don't you think it's
nominated.
hilarious that like Amelia Perez, like the plot is like happening right now? Because before,
Yeah.
like years
Yep.
ago, she was going at everyone with Twitter and all
Twitter.
that. Like, so like she was the murderer.
Yeah.
And now she's a new person, and we
Yeah.
can't say anything about her because she's trans.
Yep.
And if we hate on anything, it's because she's trans. And like I think
And
it's
it's like-
hilarious that like it's happening in real life.
Yeah.
And like it's everything that she did in the past, but now she's a new person. And no, we can't say anything about that. We should
Yeah.
glorify her. No.
Well, and that's the other thing too is I'm not going to speak or advocate for anyone trans, but I have seen multiple trans people also come out and say, like, as a community, be like, this is not what we are,
Exactly.
and it isn't what they are, and that's so it's so tough because everyone is mad from different angles and for different reasons,
Yeah.
but this movie has done nothing but, I don't know, spark controversy in a very negative way because it's very negatively portraying so many different communities and cultures.
Yeah.
And it's wild that a single movie can have that much in it and have that kind of reaction.
Yeah.
But then still be nominated for 13 Oscars, a historical amount.
Yeah. And honestly, like you think about it, okay, it's nominated for 13 movies. A movie about Mexico, Mexican characters, 3 main characters, Spaniard, American.
Yeah.
I know she has some like Selena has some like Mexican,
but still,
but she's American. And then Zoe, I think she might be like Chile or something like that, but also American. By a French director.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that is crazy.
You probably haven't seen them, but like I've seen reactions from Mexican YouTubers.
Yeah.
I think I told you about that, and they're all like, "That is not Mexico."
That's not what we
The
do.
opening scene, you can't bring up a computer in that like environment. You're losing that computer.
Yeah.
Like they're stealing that computer from you. I don't know. It's just like little details that's like you're just mocking a whole country.
Well, and then like surface level too. No one can sing.
No.
Everyone in that movie can't sing. And I watched it with Sid, and she is literally graduated with a musical theater degree. And she was like, how are these people allowed to be singing?
Exactly.
Like in the sense that just the music is no one can sing the songs. It's like literally hard to listen to half of the people that just have atrocious voices, and I'm not like great at singing, but I even see like I'm like watching some of these performances. I'm like, I feel like I could sing slightly better than that.
No.
Like some of these,
and they're trying to hide it by like singing like
they're doing like the speaking and whispering type singing in half these songs. That was the other thing. It didn't. If it's a musical, be a fucking musical.
Exactly.
Don't half-ass it.
Go in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm getting worked up, dude. we need to settle. Anyway, so we came across her name, an actress in a leading role. That's where this all came from. Let's set this back in the box for now. Maybe
she'll come back.
Maybe we'll come back for that. Maybe we'll see. Continuing on. That was fun.
Okay. Read the names.
Cynthia Erivo, Carla Sofia. What's her? I can't even read that. Gascon. Mikey Madison. Demi Moore, Fernanda Torres.
Yeah, Torres.
And that's for I'm Still Here, which again I have not seen, so I can't really have an opinion on it. I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I want both Mikey and Demi to win, and it's gonna be either of them, but it's likely gonna be Demi. So I say are we in agreement?
I want Mikey, think Demi.
Oh, okay. So you do want Mike. I want them both, and that's what sucks because for me, I'm going to be both happy and sad no matter what. Because those are the really I don't know about the other Fernanda. I don't know about her, so I can't.
But she already got the Golden Globe.
Oh, she did.
She can have it.
Who did?
Fernanda Torres.
Oh, okay.
No, wait. Demi got it. Fernanda Torres got something else.
Oh, okay.
But she did get something, and Mikey also got something. So
everyone's winning. So, but I think it's kind of clear now that Mikey and Demi are the two top. Yeah. There, that's kind of it. So for me, regardless, I will be both happy and sad because one of them will win it, and I will be very happy for the one who does win it, and I will also feel bad for the person who doesn't. They are equally amazing in both their films. That's at least in my opinion. I think they both deserve it equally.
Yes, but at the same time, I think either way we all win because we're gonna see them in more stuff.
Yep, exactly. I was gonna say I wonder if Demi is gonna get a lot more movies now because I don't want to say she kind of went away, but she wasn't, which is again the theme of The Substance.
Exactly.
Like that's the big overarching thing.
So I
about
hope
The
that she like starts doing more stuff.
So I hope
now.
this kind of gets her back out there.
Yeah. Okay.
So actress in a supporting role: Monica Barbaro, whatever, A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande, Wicked, Felicity Jones, The Brutalist. She did pretty good. Isabella Rossellini, Conclave. We're kind of weird about that. And then Zoe Saldana, Amelia Perez. You go first this time. I think we're gonna have the exact same one again.
I think Zoe. I want Ariana.
Correct. Exact same. We're on the same page.
I think Zoe because she's been getting all of them. Like,
she's been getting all of them.
I don't think she like deserves it.
That's where I'm at too. Like
as much as
watching her performance, I thought it was the only good part about the entire movie.
Yeah.
That being said, I still wasn't like, this is standout. This is Oscar worthy. Like it was really good, but it wasn't, in my opinion, Oscar worthy. in some ways, I kind of feel that about Ariana Grande as well, slightly. But
Mhm.
she was just the most compelling thing about Wicked,
I was
and
gonna
she was
say
funny.
she
I
was
was
so
laughing my
funny.
ass off in all of her scenes, and she always held my attention. And I grew up watching Victorious,
Mhm.
and seeing
Don't you
that
feel like so
versus
proud?
I know,
Yeah.
right? And I don't really listen to her music that much, but I knew her as an actress before I knew her as a musician.
Same.
Then she became a musician. Now she's both, which awesome. That's
And I hope she
so
like
cool.
dives more
I,
into
I
acting
really
too.
want her to get like something really serious. I want to just see her range. But she was great, and she had some awesome subtlety in her facial expressions too that a lot of people are talking about. I I would love for her to win. She's not. She's not going to. It's gonna be Zoe. But I'd be happy if she did. She won't, but we're gonna be rooting for her from home.
Okay.
Animated feature. I have only seen one of these, unfortunately. Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, and The Wild Robot. I will go first. I haven't even seen Flow, but I want it to win just based off of
It's a cat.
it's a cat. I love cats, bro. I love cats, and the animation style is so pretty, and I love water, and it had like that water texture in the
Yes.
poster and everything. But I just marked The Wild Robot because that's the only one I've seen, and it's the most I'm hearing people talk about. So want Flow, even though I haven't seen it. I think it'll be The Wild Robot. I guess I don't have much of a say.
One and think Wild Robot. I'm sure Flow is great. I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it as much. It also doesn't have any dialogue.
Yeah, that might get a little tough.
So it might be a little bit hard to do, but
Well,
whatever.
That's animated. I don't know animated shorts.
I haven't even filled that out.
This is a fun one. Okay, cinematography. Other than Amelia Perez, I like these choices. The Brutalist, Dune 2, Amelia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. I obviously want Nosferatu to win. Like I said, I want it to win every category it's in, and I am super honest that I have such a bias towards it. I think this will be the one singular thing that Dune 2 wins.
Oh,
That's my take. I don't
Interesting.
think Dune is getting much at all because it's just kind of been swept under, which really sucks. I think this is the one thing it'll get because Greg Fraser is pretty unbelievable, and I think he's proven himself really worthy with Dune 1 as well. I think this might take it. That might be a hot take. But I mean, I would love Nosferatu to win, but I don't think it will.
Which, by the way, I just want to mention something quick. This would be a great category if you get rid of Amelia Perez and put in challengers. That would be so
We
much
didn't talk
fun.
about that. That'll be one. We should talk through snubs in a second if we have
Exactly.
time. We won't have
So
time, but maybe
just-
we'll try it.
Just if we don't have time to talk about it, as long as I wanted to put in
Challengers,
there.
Oscar snub, totally.
Anyway, I think Brutalist wouldn't be mad if Dune got it. Want Nosferatu.
You do want Nosferatu to win?
Yes.
I've never been so proud of you. That's good. It is beautiful.
Also
It
because
is
I think it
beautiful.
might be maybe that one and costume design, the ones that they can get.
Yeah.
Production
Yep.
design, I'm rooting for Wicked. Okay, we're skipping Best Picture.
Yeah. Yep. We'll go to the next one. Yeah, but I mean, glad that you want that to win. I'd be happy with that. Okay, costume design. A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. You can go first this time.
Think and Want Nosferatu.
Same. Which, yeah, Linda Muir, she's the costume designer. She's been getting awards and awards and awards. She is kind of pushing through, and just based off this list, I don't even know why A Complete Unknown is on there. That may be a dick thing to say, but I don't think that's a necessarily super intensely hard thing to costume. And like, that's not to discredit the costume designer. I'm just like, all these other ones have much more rarer and difficult to design. Like Conclave has all those priest and Catholic costumes. Gladiator 2 obviously has all the Rome stuff. Wicked has its own entire world, but
Yeah.
and Nosferatu is super, super, super period piece. I think and want Nosferatu. It's between that or Wicked. but
Yeah.
I know the extensive care that went into the Nosferatu costume design, and everything looks so historically accurate. They've done their research. I would be surprised if Wicked takes this one over
Same.
Nosferatu.
Hmm.
This next category is hard. We're on directing now. And we have Sean Baker, Brady Corbet, James Mangold, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, Jacques something from Amelia Perez, and Corley Farge. I am second guessing myself, but I marked that I want and she will win Corley Farge.
Ooh.
I'm second guessing myself because I think Sean Baker's going to win. I put a little question mark by his name because I was debating on it, but I'm starting to slowly change my mind. You go, and then we'll talk.
I put down I think Brady Corbet.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I just think that every single year, the ones that I want, they don't win. So I had to look for a different one.
Okay. But you want
but I
Corley,
really want Sean Baker.
Oh.
Yes. But I also marked Corley, whatever. That's the thing. I want Sean Baker to win because of the result of the movie.
The result of Nora, yeah.
I want Coralie to win because I think she deserves it because of how much she put into it. Does that make sense?
Yes. That movie is her life and soul, and that's why I want her to win. Again, we watched the behind the scenes, and for those of you who don't know, she is every time we get a close up of a needle going in an arm, that's her. She's a trooper. She is going on set and she wants it to be real, and they're not getting prosthetic arms. They're literally just chucking a needle in
elevator
the director.
scene, and that's her body too.
Yes, she's like, she's doing the arm stuff behind the like she has done more for this movie than I think most of these directors have for their
yes. Oh, 100%.
That might be a lot to say, but
no, that's not a lot to say. I just think everyone else has directed.
Yep.
Obviously, they've been in set at least. I hope. I'm pretty sure that at least half of them, especially, I'm gonna hate a little bit more on Amelia Perez, especially Jack, whatever. I'm pretty sure he was just sitting on a chair.
Yeah.
At least that's the result he got from sitting on a chair.
Yeah, and going back, that's the other thing is this is only her third movie, second or third.
Exactly. So you can tell that like she's been in like being part of everything.
This is her life and soul, and I would be so happy if she took home the win. I do think just because of speculation about Anora getting up there and becoming a lot more prevalent lately with the Brutalist AI controversy. We'll maybe talk about that for Best Picture. I am starting to lean more towards thinking Sean Baker will win. And again, he also deserves it.
He deserves it.
He does deserve it.
Yes.
I just think Coralie is like just that 1% more dedicated, and I think she really, really wants a crazy movie like that to exist, and she made it happen, and that's pretty awesome. She took a bold step, and it worked.
Yep.
We're going through the next two, documentary and feature and short. I apologize again. Film editing. I don't know at all. We got... Why is it always there?
Yeah, she's always there.
Amelia Perez is there. And then we also have Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, and Wicked. I want Anora to win. I think it's going to be Amelia Perez.
It might.
I think it's going to be. Because, shockingly, I mean, other than Zoe Saldana, I don't know that we've gone through and we're like, this is going to win for this stuff. Mm-hmm. This is like the second time I think it will win. And maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe it sweeps. Because I wouldn't even be surprised at that point. Because of all the stuff.
Oh, no.
If
at least it might be getting like 4 or 3.
Yep.
And I don't know when I'm going to be pissed, but I'm going to be pissed. Yep. At least, I mean, it's going to get Zoe and international film.
We haven't
gotten to that yet, but I guess film editing, want and think, and I'm biased, Anora, just
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't want Emilia Perez to win.
Yeah,
But it might be
it's
Emilia
much
Perez.
more flat. Again, it's editing style. Like Amelia Perez does more. Like there's a lot of flashy
Yes.
stuff. There's like the split screen. It just does a lot more with its editing.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me necessarily think it deserves it, but
Yeah.
I think it might take.
I
over this
also,
one.
if the substance was in
Yeah,
here,
Substance?
I would vote for that because she
I,
also edited.
I'm gonna put that as a snub. That's
It is.
That's
It is.
we're making our imaginary snub list right here.
Yes.
We have challengers and we have editing for the substance. That was a
Yes.
beautifully edited movie. It was awesome.
And she did it.
Yeah.
She did
more,
everything.
even filtering more to her being nominated for best director.
Exactly.
Okay. International feature. I'm Still Here, The Girl with the Needle, Amelia Perez, The Seed of the Sacred Fig, and Flow. Very unfortunately, I've not seen any of these except for Amelia Perez. I'm automatically saying that I want I'm Still Here to win just because of all the great things I've heard about it. It feels like this year's version of Anatomy of a Fall. That was international, right?
Yes.
Technically. That's what I see it as. It feels
Wasn't
like
that
this year's
German?
version. Huh?
Germany? Was that?
I don't know. But I thought it was international. That's all I know. It feels like this year's version of that, kind of, to me. Like the one that's
Yes.
kind of big and out there.
Wait, did
is
you
like
say Anatomy of a Fall?
Yeah.
Oh, Friends.
Okay. So, yeah, again, I want I'm Still Here to win. Even though I still haven't seen it, it's going to be Amelia Perez. There is, unfortunately, no competition. So, watch. I'm saying all these things like it's obvious, and then it's not going to happen.
Well, we'll see.
We're going to do a debrief, by the way. Let's put that out there. Our debrief could be very good or very bad or very middle ground. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen this year. But, again, this is one of the most controversial years for Oscars we've had in a long time.
Whoever's listening,
It's,
if it's two people, be
if
excited
if
for
it's
the
Letterboxd
debrief.
because you know you're going to sponsor me in the future.
Be excited for that debrief.
Oh, man.
Yeah, same. I'm Still Here. I think Emilia Perez.
Yep. Tough. Skipping. Cut.
Skipping.
Makeup and hairstyling. Here we go. This is a fun category. A Different Man.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. I want equally Nosferatu and The Substance. I believe it will go to Wicked.
Oh.
That might be bold. Is that too bold? Based on that reaction, I'm like, oh shit, that was out there.
I didn't know Wicked was in the conversation for this one.
Okay, maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, they painted her green. Yes.
Here. that's worth an Oscar, bro. She's green. I think the reason I did that is because when going through this list, I didn't have anywhere else where I marked Wicked winning except for one other. Well,
That's maybe because it doesn't deserve
maybe
the Oscar.
maybe I'm just wrong. Let me think about this. You say your answer.
Mine
I'm
is I
reconsidering again.
really want The Substance. I think it's gonna go to Nosferatu.
See, I was between marking Nosferatu for that one as well. I obviously would love it to go to Nosferatu. I think A Different Man would be good because that makeup at the beginning was intense, but they didn't really do any hairstyling. You know what? You've swayed me. I think.
If you want to go with the green, go ahead. Hey, no disrespect to Wicked. I love Wicked. I think compared to the other ones in here.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna go to Nosferatu for want and win. I would also be fine with The Substance. Again, I always want it to win. I think it had amazing hairstyling and makeup. And you know what? Yeah, it might win. Orlok is hard to design. There's all those prosthetics, as well as all of like Ellen and Anna's. Yeah, it might be Nosferatu. Anyway, skipping the fact that I made a bold prediction, and I'm playing it safe now. Music original score. This one's fun. Well, nope, because the third option is Amelia Perez. The Brutalist Conclave, that movie, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. I want and think The Brutalist. That score, that's one of my big takeaways from that movie. That score is just grand and beautiful, and I love everything about it. It's a great score.
I know it is.
I need to just listen to that when I'm driving sometime this summer, windows down, just blast it full volume on the gravel road. That's a dream of mine.
I I don't know if it's a hot take or not. I remember thinking, oh, it's a good score. I don't remember what the score sounded like.
Wild Robot?
No,
Conclave?
The Brutalist.
And
I watched
sorry,
it last
okay.
night.
That's crazy.
I remember like while watching being like,
That's pretty good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think about it and I was like, how did that sound?
It's like the big Brahms of like the yeah. It's
I put in like I think Brutalist, but since I didn't really remember, I went with Conclave. So I don't know.
Conclave was cool too. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't really have much insight on this.
I do wish I'm not gonna put it in snub category, but I do love the Nosferatu score. I listened to that so many times and way before the movie even came out, and
Yes.
watching the whole feature thing. They went through the effort of getting literally like a specialist to have specific instrument like shell and stuff you blow through on the recordings and stuff. Like they brought people in. There's an entire symphony. So
That's cool.
I don't know. It could be on there. I don't know if I can categorize it as snub, but I do wish it were there. I didn't mark anything for music. I don't really know the songs. I just know it's going to be an Emilia Perez one.
It's going to be El Mal.
Okay.
It's been El Mal for every single award. So it's going to be El Mal.
Is that the
It's the one that they're like in the event. They're like, and then Carla is like,
yeah, and she tries to sing, and it's like, what's coming out of your mouth right now, dude? So
that's the one. Which I honestly, I think it's one of the best scenes, at least like cinematography wise. Like
it has
they do all these like quick movements and stuff like that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's it.
We'll give it that and Zoe, but that's pushing it.
I put in Like a Bird, Sing Sing, just because I've seen Sing Sing, and
Why can't I remember what that one was?
Oh, I don't remember either.
I didn't even remember a song in that movie.
I don't know. I don't remember a song either.
I remember being surprised by the fact that it was all acting, and I thought it was going to be like slightly musical-esque because it's called Sing Sing. I didn't realize Sing Sing was the name of the prison.
Yes, it was.
Maybe I'm just dumb and uneducated. But I was expecting more of a musical from Sing Sing, which I didn't care that it wasn't. That's what I went in expecting, and so it didn't happen. I was like, oh, okay. So I don't really remember Sing Sing or Like a Bird. I mean,
I heard that Never Too Late is good.
The Elton John one.
And when I say heard, I mean Laura.
Okay. Production design. Here we go. We are in no, we're not in agreement.
No, we're not in agreement.
We're not in agreement. The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune 2, Nosferatu, Wicked. Again, I want Nosferatu. It's going to be Wicked. The reason I want Nosferatu is almost because of this sole reason right here. I'm going to keep being a little bitch and go back to my documentary thing.
Because they built the 17 whatever town.
No. Not even that. Not even the fact, first of all, that they built 5 city blocks. The fact that in that documentary, I don't remember his name, but Craig something, I think. Something Craig is talking about how they built the castle.
The castle, yes.
And he sat back and he went, I think this is going to be one of those situations where people think it actually exists and that it wasn't filmed in a set. You literally were like telling me that you don't think it should win because the castle was real and it's a set. You literally thought the castle was real. Yeah. It's not. It's a set. I think that's impressive. Anyway.
Not more impressive than building Shiz.
I guess so. Shiz was pretty cool.
Shiz was awesome.
They had a lot of fucking tulips.
Shiz was awesome. My thing is I think Brutalist because I think it's gonna get a lot of things.
Really?
Yes, because that was also kind of insane.
It was, yeah,
but I really, 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 really want Wicked.
I think it will be Wicked. I don't think
Conclave,
you have to worry that much. Conclave was cool
You didn't build any sets. You didn't design anything. You just showed up to the places. I mean, yes,
yeah,
they did a lot of design. Obviously, I'm joking, but I don't think it's as impressive as what Nosferatu and Wicked built.
I love when Cynthia Erivo walks into Shiz and then they all start doing the Shiz and it's just like the whole thing on the Z's and then Ariana's like I'm like, sing it, girl. There's a witch behind you. I love that movie.
I am. Okay. So yeah, we'll see. I guess this is the one that we disagree on the most.
I
Production
guess so,
design.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Again, my bias, bro. I'm yeah. If I'm trying to put my bias aside, I could maybe see Wicked as better, but I'm not gonna put my bias
Maybe it's
aside.
not. I don't know.
It's really cool because it is a completely new world that they're building. The thing about Nosferatu, the thing I can speak on to Wicked being slightly above Nosferatu is the fact that it is a new world of its own. Nosferatu has references and it can be built because it is a real location. It's Visburg, Germany. Shiz and the Land of Oz is completely fabricated. It's not real. It's made up.
The train.
That train was cool.
And the train was built. Wasn't it?
It had to be. It's fucking huge and green. That's not a real train.
No, I mean it's not like CGI or anything. Like it's a train.
I think parts of it, yeah. That's what all of these movies have done, which is cool, is like the mix of practical and real.
Not
That's
a
my
lot of CGI this year,
which is really
at the
impressive.
Oscars. Yeah,
Really, really impressive. I'm very glad because I'm a big advocate for practical over CGI when it can be. Okay. Moving along. Live action short film. Don't know. Sorry. Sound. Snub. Nosferatu. That one's fair. Everyone's pissed about it, bro.
That one is fair.
Everyone's so mad. The sound design's unbelievable. I gotta get that out of the way. Snub.
Even if it was in there, I wouldn't have voted it.
Okay. Well,
I think it's great,
Well,
but I would have voted. I think and want Dune.
Dune 2. Wait, I didn't mark. I accidentally didn't mark which one I wanted. But I didn't read the categories. Complete Unknown. Why is that there? Amelia Perez, Wicked, Wild Robot, and Dune Part 2. Again, yeah, I think we're in agreement. Both think Dune Part 2 is going to get it. That might be the only one it wins. I could definitely see cinematography, like I said. But I don't know if I'm right about that. I think Dune.
And
2,
it won score.
It already won. It won score, and then it got. Again, there was a bunch of stuff about that too. Hans Zimmer.
Oh, because it's very similar to the first one.
Yeah,
it's a sequel.
Which no shit. Obviously, it's gonna be similar. But yeah, I don't know. A little up and down about that. It's not nominated for score. It got disqualified because it's too reliant on the first one. I don't know. Kind of sucks, but whatever. But yeah, I think it already won. I think Dune 1 already won an Oscar for sound, and I think it's gonna win for Dune 2 as well.
I hope so.
So that would be cool.
Visual effects.
VFX. Alien Romulus, Better Man. A monkey! A CGI monkey, everyone! Dune Part 2. Oh, another CGI monkey. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Holy shit. We got two this year.
They should have their own category.
We got two this year. Just monkey. And it's just those two.
Best monkey.
And then Wicked.
Which also has monkeys.
Actually, no, that does. Oh, yeah, that could be in the category. Dang, we got 3 monkey CGI this year for Oscars. Wow. That's crazy.
That's interesting.
I didn't really think about the VFX for Wicked, but now that I'm thinking about them, they are pretty damn impressive. I'm convinced by almost all of it. The fall scene where she's falling down the tower and seeing her younger self,
that
almost takes me a little bit out of it. Other than that, I was very satisfied with all the VFX. It's another thing with musical movies that they usually really fuck up on is like the CGI aspect. I think Wicked delivered more than delivered in that department.
Oh yeah.
That being said,
I don't know where you're going.
Now I'm changing my mind again.
Because I'm also changing my mind.
I want Romulus to win.
I want Romulus to win too.
Loved it, and the ship crashing down into that outer ring of the planet. That's so real. It's so real looking. And they had much more VFX than that were just unbelievable, very convincing. Again, I put Dune 2 for winning. Same. I still think, I'm gonna stay firm on that. I still think Dune 2 will win that.
Same.
So sound and VFX. Maybe Dune will get those two this year.
Yes. I will say better, like best monkey.
Best monkey.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was actually pretty good.
They
CGI.
do good in most of those.
Yes.
In like all the Planet of the Apes movies. I don't know if I've seen a single one, but
I
trailers and videos and stuff.
Carlos loved it, so I had to watch all of them to go
That's
to the
fair.
movies.
All of them.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Oh
many are
wait,
there? Aren't there
wait!
10?
All of the new ones.
Oh, okay.
I
Because
did. I
there's
didn't
like
watch the old ones.
Yep. Yeah, those VFX are always pretty good.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak to it because I haven't seen it. So if that's like really up there,
I don't think it is. I don't even think it's in the conversation.
okay.
I think we're the only podcast that has actually talked about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, there's some on here that, again, also Nickel Boys. I feel bad. It's only got 2 nominations, but one of them is Best Picture. So that's very interesting.
That is
very, very interesting. But yeah, VFX. I haven't seen 2 of these, so I don't really know. It's between Romulus, Dune, and Wicked for me because those are the only ones I've seen. But yeah, Dune 2, want Alien Romulus.
Mm-hmm.
Writing. We're on the adapted screenplay, not original yet.
Yes.
So we've got Complete Unknown, Conclave, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. I have not seen Nickel Boys. Actually, you can go first this time. I did last time.
I have Think and Want, Conclave. Wouldn't be mad at all, and I also marked it Sing Sing.
That's where I was going. I want and think Sing Sing, but
Ooh.
I don't think I have enough of a. I don't have a strong opinion on this one. I have a decently strong opinion on all the other ones. Like I think I'm like in the ballpark.
My only thing is if it doesn't go to Conclave, it better go to Sing Sing.
Yeah,
Because if it lands on Amelia Perez, I'm gonna punch the TV.
Yeah, me too. I could definitely see Conclave winning. I just marked Sing Sing as both want and think.
It won.
Again, I don't know
Golden Globe
for adapted. Sing
Yes.
Sing did.
No, Conclave.
Oh, okay. Oh, then maybe that just seals the deal for it. Golden Globes a lot of times seal the deal. Not necessarily always, but it does usually do a good amount. So maybe Conclave then. Yeah. Original screenplay. This is tough.
This is so easy.
You think so?
So easy.
You go.
It also won the Golden Globe.
A Real Pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Think and Want, A Real Pain.
I
question
put,
for me.
I think it's gonna win. I did put that, and I'm now realizing the substance on this list is on this list. I want 4 out of 5 of these to win, and I think it'll be A Real Pain. The only one I don't know is September 5th, but I want Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, and The Substance all equally to win.
But now
I do
think about
it will
it.
be A Real Pain. I'm in agreement.
Substance. There's not much dialogue compared to A Real Pain and Anora.
I'm Sue. That's the best line ever fucking written, dude.
Okay. Can you listen to what I'm
Sue.
saying?
Yeah, go continue.
Anora and A Real Pain have so much dialogue.
Yeah. So does Brutalist. It's a 3-hour movie.
Well, yeah, but that's because, like, obviously, if you write a 10-hour movie, you're gonna have more dialogue than all the other
Obviously,
ones combined.
if your movie's 16 hours, you're gonna have dialogue.
Exactly. So great for you. You have a good script, I guess. Apparently, Anora, it says fuck like 100 and
There's
something
a lot
times.
of fucks in that movie, dude.
I think
There are
they
a
said
lot.
that they say 3 fucks per minute.
I was gonna say it's almost every other word. There are some movies that you watch that are like, this is intense. I don't know if it felt intense in that though. I didn't feel
care
that
at all
way.
about the fucks.
Like I knew it was there, but I didn't like feel like, oh, they're saying it too much. Like
No, it also
in some
fit.
movies I can tell they're saying it too much because they want to be cool and edgy. This one it just kind of fit.
It also
It
fit
worked.
perfectly. And honestly, for I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but like for foreigners, like people that are not from the U.S., fuck or fucking whatever is a really easy word to put in when you don't when you're struggling to say something. That's also why I use it a lot. So the Russians say it a lot too.
They
and
do.
So like
yeah.
it does make sense that they say it so much. So yeah, fun fact.
Okay.
And
big
Best
one.
Picture.
The big one. 10 nominees. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, Substance, Wicked. I want The Substance, The Brutalist, and Anora.
That's not how it works.
I know, but I'm. Do I have to go down to one?
Yes,
I have to do a single one.
That's what the game's about.
That's not possible.
You choose one, and then you can say that you wouldn't be
I
mad.
thought
if.
this was loose, bro.
No,
I
it's
thought
not.
we were loose with it.
No. I have a winner that I think and that I want,
Shoot. Okay.
and then you can say I wouldn't be mad about whatever.
That makes it so hard.
That's the point of it.
Because I cannot pick between Anora and The Substance. I think Anora will win though.
Based on the latest.
Based on let's go. Well, you say yours and then we'll go into that.
I think. Wait, you only said you think.
Then I have to pick between the two. Then I think and I want Anora. Well, I'll do that. I will do that.
I think The Brutalist. I want Anora.
Okay, you do think The Brutalist. That's
because he won the Golden Globe.
Yeah, that's the big thing right now. I watched.
But then Anora won the BAFTA.
Yeah, it is one of those two. That is it. It's one of those two, and it's a matter of which one it is. And I'm rooting for Anora right now, but I was recently rooting for The Brutalist more than Anora. I don't know what made me change my mind. I don't know. I do want Anora to win really bad. And surrounding the AI stuff, which again we're both in agreement. Who gives a shit? But other people are so worked up about it. That sounded mean. Don't take that wrong. It's looking like Anora might have come back to the top.
Yes.
I think it was at the top. Then Brutalist got out in theaters. It was hard to watch for a while. Brutalist was really hard to watch until it finally came out in theaters like mainstream.
And it's still hard to watch if you watch it.
Okay. Because it's 26 hours.
Yes. You need like a 3 whole day.
But the AI stuff, it was Anora, then The Brutalist, and I think Anora has kind of come back on top. I can't speak to why. There's like multiple reasons, but the big one is the AI stuff, which is making it like difficult for people to really want it to win Best Picture. I think if that weren't a factor, it would 100% win. And I think it still might. This is a very, very close one for me. Like it will be one or the other, and it'll be by not much. And I think a lot of people are kind of in agreement with that.
I do have to say that I would be so happy if The Substance won.
I would too.
Because
that'd be awesome.
I would be, first of all, I'd be happy for you, not that much because of me, because it's a milestone for horror.
Exactly.
I know it's not like fully horror, but like you always
I know
get
exactly
annoyed by
saying.
Oscars like not considering horror in their nomination. So the fact that it's up there, it's already a milestone. If it won, it would be crazy. And so for Best Picture, but it also would be a huge milestone if a woman won for Best Director and Best Picture.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
For horror, not only a woman, which is already kind of crazy and very sad that we have to say this, but like not only that she's a woman, but that she's doing horror.
Yep.
So that's
another
also
reason
kind of what
I
I'm
want
rooting for her.
That's another reason I want her to win Best Director. Have we had a woman director? She would be the first if she won, or I don't know.
Let me look it up.
I don't want
to jump into.
I also don't want to get. Yeah, I don't want to say anything wrong, but I don't know if there's been a woman director winning. Maybe that's me being naive.
3 women have won the Academy Award for Best Director: Catherine Bigelow, Chloe Zhao. She won for Nomadland.
Oh yes, okay.
And Jane Campion.
What did she do?
She
I'm
did
so sorry.
The Power of the Dog.
I don't know if I've.
The Benedict Cumberbatch one.
Why have I not heard of this?
I don't know. 2009 for The Hurt Locker.
Okay.
2021 for Nomadland and 2022 for The Power of the Dog.
Oh wow. Okay, so we've had.
But none of those are
directors.
Horror.
Yep.
So I would be very happy for her.
Okay, so I completely misspoke. She would not be the first woman director, but it would be still huge regardless. Okay. That's something I want to maybe not dive into, but slightly touch on is the horror thing, because for people like me, that is huge. That is a very, very, very big deal that 3 horror movies are nominated. That I I'm not gonna look it up, but I don't remember the fact, but it was we haven't had 3 since 19. It was 70s or 80s or something like that, or 90s. I don't know. That all that being said, I do firmly believe that horror movies are underappreciated and do get overlooked by the Academy, and I think there's a lot of people who can agree with that. And I am very happy to see the recognition this year, and so many people are. It's really, really cool to see horror movies that, well, we get kind of 2 sides of it. We get all 3 sides of it. We get a remake, we get a sequel, and an original. I think that's cool.
Yes.
I think that we're getting all kind of the
Yes.
departments in shoved into horror movie in 1 year, and that's awesome. Horror is my favorite genre, and I like the appreciation for it this year. I'm a big fan, and I hope to see it continue. 2024 was just an amazing year for horror.
It was.
We had movies and horror in general. Like, there was a lot of good stuff this year.
Yes.
Before we wrap up, we should just touch on snubs.
Well, the biggest
been going
one,
for a bit, but
I think we agree with the biggest one.
Challengers sucks that it was not.
The experience with that in theaters was crazy.
That's where we were unintentionally at the same theater. I remember you guys whispering and talking the whole time during like the crazy like moments. I wasn't really annoyed by it. Sometimes there's movies where I'm like, you need some fun audience reaction. Sometimes you don't want to hear it, but sometimes you do. That's when you want to hear some audience reacting.
And the only thing, I don't know if it was our theater or the actual movie, the music was a little bit too loud for me.
You think so?
Yes.
I love it loud. I love anything loud.
A lot of people didn't vibe with the music itself. I thought that was fine.
Did they win?
I think it was too loud, as in, for example, the scene where forget their names, but Zendaya and Connor, is that his name?
Josh O'Connor.
Josh O'Connor, right? Yes. When they're fighting at in the college dorm.
Yep.
They're having an argument. I can't hear what they're saying.
I think that's the point. I think that was an editing choice, and I could be really wrong on that. But I think there's...
If it was, I didn't like it.
Okay. Because there's some movies that do that. I know people have talked about... was it Tenet? No. Maybe. One of the Christopher Nolan movies where the music is way too loud, and he like admitted that was intentional.
It
like,
could be Tenet. You don't
want to hear the dialogue or something. It was something along those lines, and I think some movies do that to an extent. Did it win an Emmy? The soundtrack, the score won an Emmy, so everyone was really happy that it finally got the recognition something. Because we were all pissed that it didn't get any sort of nomination because it really should have gotten multiple.
Emmy?
Was it Emmy? What was it? Grammy?
Or Grammy? Because Grammy is music. Emmy's TV.
Oh, I did mean Grammy. I did mean Grammy. It won the Grammy.
I thought you said Grammy, and I went with it.
Well, that's what I was thinking in my head. Just, they're the same thing. All these awards get so mixed up in my head. There's too many. But when it got the Grammy, people were very satisfied. Or wait.
Or was it Emmy?
No, now I'm misspeaking. Because I'm thinking about Dune 2. Dune 2 won either the Grammy.
I mean, Emmys can win, like movies can win Emmys.
I know they both won something, and it was both a big moment for Dune and for Challengers that they weren't nominated, but then they both won another big award.
Golden Globe and Critics' Choice for Best Score.
For Challengers?
Yes.
And then Dune 2 won what? So I'm right. I know I'm right about
Dune
them.
2 won a Grammy.
Okay, that's where I'm getting all mixed up. So they both weren't nominated, and everyone was mad about it. But then they both won like big awards that aren't Oscars, so they kind of got the justice for it or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
And that was good. It deserved more than it should have been nominated though. At least something. The fact that it was nothing.
Yeah. They were great in it too.
Yeah.
Like I not only think the director could have been nominated, although we have great directors in there too. But the acting I thought was awesome too.
That's another one like Dune where early everyone thought that was going to be like one of the big top runners, and then it got 0 noms,
But again, there's a movie that's filling a lot of spots and should be leaving some spots for some other movies.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there are any other snubs this year.
Well, you
Definitely are, but
said
I'm not thinking
Nosferatu
of.
for what
Well,
category?
for sound,
For
but I
sound.
mean ones that didn't get nominated that people were expecting. Because I remember last year, I think Priscilla, people were a little upset,
Yeah.
and there was one other one that I'm forgetting.
Well, okay, I can mention a couple movies that came out this year. I don't know if they deserve
Yeah,
an award or not. We Live in Time.
people slightly talked about that one. I wasn't huge on that one, so I don't know if I can speak to that, but I do think some were upset.
Saturday
bit.
Night.
That
At least
that was
the
one I was
score.
thinking of. People, I think they wanted a couple, 2 or 3 noms.
I would
at
have said
least.
score.
Score.
At
I've
least I
heard.
like it.
I still haven't seen it, but I know I would like the score because it's kind of like these crazy upbeat
And
drums
editing
and everything.
and it's like
Yep.
it's Cans
That
of
one-
Kindness.
I love that movie.
I
I
love
don't
that
know. I
movie
don't know if I
too.
agree with that being a snub. Or
I'm
are
just
you,
saying
you're
movies
just looking,
that are
okay.
great from
Okay.
from last year. I'm not
Okay.
saying that they're saying they're snubs.
Because
or
I've
not.
seen lists that are specific. Like we have.
No,
this-
I'm just going
Okay.
through my favorites from
Okay,
2024.
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, no, I don't know if I could say that deserves an Oscar, but I love anything Yorgos does. I'm a sucker for his films and love them all.
Yeah, and other than that, I mean, I don't think Joker deserves anything.
Oh, that was a rough sequel.
I don't think Furiosa deserves like maybe
Yeah,
some like
people were
makeup or like
Chris Hemsworth
production
better
or
win
like.
an Oscar when it first came out, and I'm like, he's fine. He's not like it was decent. But
I
it
liked
wasn't
the previous one a lot better than Furiosa.
the Hemsworth one we just watched. What are you talking about?
The
Mad Max.
Mad Max, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. It was way better. Way better.
And then that's pretty much it. I don't think the Fall Guy deserves that award.
People are like, they want the stunt category though. I wonder if that'll ever come into effect.
Yeah,
People are a little
because that would be cool.
Yep. So maybe that'll happen at some point. Maybe Fall Guy will start a trend of having stunts in the Oscars. We'll see.
And then aren't they doing ensemble at some point for an award? I don't know if it's Oscars or
don't know.
another award, but they're doing like best like cast.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Like casting directors getting a shout out. That would be awesome. I would like to see that. I think there's a lot that deserve that.
I think it's coming in the next few years.
Side note, are we getting a Wicked medley?
We are.
I think we are.
We are because they can't lie. Because they
Cynthia
asked Ariana.
Erivo,
Cynthia was kind of like okay at it, but they asked Ariana, and she goes, "What did Cynthia say?" That was her answer. Like,
Hold my
come
finger,
on.
Cynthia.
So she literally asked, "What did
Oh
Cynthia
my
say?"
gosh.
And if the guy had said, she said yes, she would have been like, "Oh, it's
yeah,
already
we're doing
out."
it.
Yes,
no,
we're
I
doing
saw I didn't see the Ariana Grande one. I saw the interview with Cynthia where they're like, "Are you singing the medley?" There's talks about it. She's like, "Well, I don't know. I would love it if it happened." Her big ass nails are all over the place. She's like, "I would love it. I don't know if it happens. We'll do." And I'm like, "Okay, girl."
Yes,
You're-
I saw one
you're
that
not hiding
said,
it.
like, "So have you started rehearsing for the Oscars?" And she goes like, "Where are people getting this from?"
Where's this coming from? Okay, Cynthia. Yeah, I really hope because again,
I really hope so.
they had to not do the music because no
Because
one
it's
wants to watch
bad.
Amelia Perez on stage.
Exactly.
Isn't that why they're not? Well, that's speculation.
But it has to be
it's
because
the
I
only
love when
logical
they do it.
reason. Everyone loves
Because
it.
it's like a nice breather from like a bunch of awards and like stuff. So like I love that they always do like
But no one's gonna
the
love it if
best
Amelia
songs.
Perez is up
But
there.
obviously I want to see Billie Eilish. I want to see Sebastian Yatra. I want to see Adele. I want to see like all these like big names making awesome songs for movies, like No Time to Die, Skyfall, What Was I Made For,
That was
Oruguitas.
good.
Like
Yep.
all those songs are just amazing.
And no one
but
wants to
what
watch
will we
Amelia
get?
Perez. Penis to vagina.
Like what the fuck?
That's what we'll get.
So it's obvious that they're doing it because of that. It has to be.
Yep.
Um,
So therefore, we hope for Wicked medley. It's there's speculation that it's going to open it.
yes, yes.
We get what we can get, I guess.
How do you think the host is gonna do?
Oh, it's Conan.
I'm not too familiar with
I
what
think
he does.
He's gonna be way better than Jimmy Kimmel because that was rough. Also, Al Pacino opening the thing for Oppenheimer last year. My eyes see Oppenheimer. what are you saying? And he didn't announce the others. That was crazy. But
Yeah.
that's not the question. Conan. he's fine. He's not like, I don't love him, I don't hate him. He's just kind of one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think he sometimes goes a bit far on his jokes. Like he's been put in that realm of offensive.
Yes.
And I hope he doesn't
Yeah.
bring that out at the Oscars.
I think he's, no matter what, he's going to be compared with the Golden Globes because she was great.
She was awesome. Bring
she
her
was
back,
so
dude.
good. So no matter what, people are going to compare it to her.
She was
and
great.
I think he's going to lose no matter what
Yeah.
because she was awesome.
Dude, everyone wants John Mulaney, as do I. He can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he's literally talked about how he doesn't want to do the Oscars because it's such an intensive process. I mean,
I guess, yeah.
the prep for it and the memorization and everything. Yeah, I could see why he doesn't. It just, I think a lot of people would be really satisfied with him as a host at some point, but you know, we get Conan. It won't be too bad.
No, it'll be fine.
I'm excited. This is Sunday. It's coming up soon.
Yes.
So we're going to have to debrief, which will be a fun episode. That'll be, I hope Amelia Perez doesn't get too much. I just hope it.
Okay, give me a number.
My
Amelia
prediction,
Perez.
4.
That's what I thought.
Fair. I think 3 or 4.
Because it
5
has,
is pushing it.
it's going to have
It's
El
got
Mal, it's going to have
13,
Zoe, and it's going to have Best International. So that's
Guaranteed
3 already.
and I think editing will go to it. Maybe. That's what I put at least. So
What you get, Best Movie?
We're going to riot if it does, dude. The start of that episode, we're just going to be so mad.
For 1 minute straight.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we brought it out of its box. We should put it back.
Yeah.
It doesn't deserve to see the light of day.
No.
We're
Not
putting
until
it-
next week.
Putting it back in its box till next week. Yeah. This will be fun. This will be an exciting Oscars. I think part of the controversy makes it a little more entertaining for everyone, just getting to talk about all the crazy things going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will have to see. We've been talking for a long time.
Yep.
So
Have fun.
We will
editing.
wrap it up here. Yeah, this will be fun to edit. Well, thanks for listening or watching if you did. And all my socials are Tyler Edward. I'm on Instagram. I'm not officially on Twitter or X, but maybe we'll see if I get there. YouTube, all that. And Tyler-Edward for my website, tyler-edward.com. This will be a fun year for Oscars. I'm excited to dive into it.
Yes.
We got a lot coming up, though. Nosferatu discussion. We'll have my little Count Orlok cutout sitting back here hanging out with us.
I'm so glad I'm not going to be
hate
here.
that one. So, but yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you so much for listening to the Hard Cut Podcast.